Yo, is it me or is it that just about everyone has family issues, family problems? You know what I'm saying? It's like a problem that's across the board, no matter what race you are, religion, class, low class, middle class, high class, whether you have money or not. It just seems as though that everybody, I'm not going to say everyone, but a large amount of people, you know, have family issues. And I find myself doing this video at least once a year, man. And it's needed because there are a lot of people that need to have an understanding. And that understanding is, if you're reaching out to your family, right? Whether it's your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, cousin, grandmother, grandfather, father, mother. This goes across the board to all blood-related family and friends. You know what I'm saying? Friends of the family. If you're reaching out to them, if you support them, and you have nothing but positive things to say when their name comes up, but when your name comes up, it's the exact opposite. They don't support you. They talk trash about you. They act as though that they want to see you win, but the reality of it is they want to really see you lose. Like when you win, they don't really talk about, your accomplishments, your goals that you've accomplished. But when you lose, they quick to get on the phone and inform everyone of your failures. Well, I'm here to tell you personally, you don't need to be with those people. You don't need to be around those type of people. And it's okay. I know what the Bible says. I know what they teach you in church. I know what this thing that goes around the black community that I'm tired of hearing, blood is thicker than water. I know black people say that. But the reality of it is that you only live life once. And that no matter what, whether they're your friend or your family, if they're toxic, you need to drop them. It's just that plain and simple. Now, I'm not giving out no names. And please don't call me. This is dedicated to my family members on both sides. Both sides of the family, whether it's, through my mom's and through my father. This is not dedicated to one particular person. But the minute I picked up and I left the country, you know what I'm saying? People wanted to reach out to me. Family members I ain't heard in a minute want to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And how they found out was, I posted things, pictures and videos on, social media, such as YouTube and Instagram. And I didn't even think about it. I know, a lot of my family members follow me, and I didn't think about it until, people started reaching out. And I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me. And like I said, this is not dedicated to one person in specific. There were family members that reached out that were sincere. Like, yo, man, congratulations. You made it out of the country, this and that and so forth. While there were other family members that reached out that I ain't heard from in years, wanting to know how I got there. Man, you got all those children. Did you bring your family with you, or did you just leave them behind and you down here by yourself? Because if I would have said that I was down there by myself and I left my children in America, then word on the streets is that I'm a deadbeat dad. Well, maybe I left my family there to come down and build something. Then later on, I was going to come and get them. But see, that toxic family member, they're not concerned with that. They have a way of rewording and reshaping the shit that you say. Because a lot of people, whether they're your a friend or a family member, they just want to gossip. And I'm here to tell you, man, when you're winning, when you're on a positive end of things, that gossip ain't gossip. It's not good. It's not juicy. But had I told them, as an example, this is how gossip goes. Had I told them, yeah, I moved out of the country. I left my children and my baby mama, quote unquote baby mama, there, and I took my new girlfriend down there. And I got my new girlfriend down here with her kids. That would have been a juicy story. That would have been something that they would have been able to roll with. So I tend to be very private with my life, with my personal life. Yeah, I told them, yeah, I moved, but I kept it real short and simple. Because I look at it like this. Whatever you tell a family member, especially one that's nosy, that's trying to get in your business, whatever you tell them, you better expect that everybody's going to know. That all the rest of your family members are going to know. That's how I set myself up. If I tell a family member that I know like running their mouths, I know that once I tell them, whatever I'm going to tell them about my life, it's going to be told to everyone in the family. So I'm going to give you a secret. If you're one of those people that like talking and you're sincere, it's not like you running your mouth and being braggadocious about how you living and all the rest of that stuff. I'm giving you a good secret. Yo, seriously. If you don't want anyone to know about your business, don't tell people shit. They don't know about your business unless you tell them. And if they tell someone something about your business that you didn't tell them, then that's a lie. That's some shit that's made up. And oftentimes, I realize this too. There are certain family members that will make up some shit. Straight up. But a lot of my family members know how I am. You know what I mean? And they just don't, they tend to not fuck with me because they know that I keep my personal business personal. And, if you were to ask them about me, they'll be like, well, I really don't know where he's at. You know how like some of you all like to talk about, me on how I can't make up my mind where I want to live at. That's the same way my family is too, and it's nothing new. This is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you this. If I call my mother right now and tell her I'm out of the country, it wouldn't really shock her. That's real shit. If I call my father right now and told him I'm living out of the country, it wouldn't shock him. I've been doing this shit since my early 20s. Bouncing from state to state, city to city, because I do what I want to do. Now, some people may say, you know what, man? That's what you call a person that's unstable. Nah. That's not what I am. Because wherever I go, I'm stable. I'm able to feed myself. I'm able to make money. I'm able to survive. I don't call that an unstable person. The type of person I am, what I call it, is someone that's willing to get up and go when he is not satisfied with the life that he's living wherever he's at. I'm not your typical person. And my family knows that. I'm not going to just work a 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that that's just not my life. I'm not going to work a 9 to 5, go to church on Sunday, and do it all over again. I'm not going to do that. And my days off, I shoot the shit, whether it's a holiday, Christmas and Thanksgiving. And, I get the time off to take a break and relax and shit like that. Nah. I ain't going to let nobody dictate my life. And that's my word. You could ask any of my family members. Any one of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, seriously, this is my word. It's okay. I'm telling you personally, it's okay. If you respect me, right? And you say, this is a man of intelligence. I'm telling you, it's okay to back the fuck up when it comes to family members and friends that don't have your best interest. That you don't necessarily have to fuck with them. You're not going to hell. God is not going to get you. The world is going to continue going on and on and on. And it's just that plain and simple. I've been dropped a lot of family members a long time ago. Straight up. If I don't need you in my life, you're not going to be a part of it. If I don't see the relevance of you being in my life, I don't care who you are. Everybody gets chopped on the chopping board. Everyone. No one is exempt. That's real shit. I know some of you all are clingy towards your moms and towards your father. I know some, people of my age and older, you might have your mom and your pops are still alive, and you want to be there for them because they're older and shit. They may be elderly, they may not be able to walk and shit like that. You doing things for them, but at the same time they talk shit about you. They're not gracious, or they use that bullshit against you. Like, well, I took care of you. Well, that's what you were supposed to do. You the one who brought me into the world. I didn't bring myself into it. I'm telling you, you don't. Man, once I found out that it's not mandatory for me to look out for those that don't look out for me, no matter if they a family member or a friend, blood related or not, my life became so much more easier. I was able to breathe. Part of the peace of mind that I have here is knowing that I'm 2 to 3 days away from my family members. I swear to you, this is my word. That there would be no way possible that they would ever think about, I'm out in the fucking jungle. Like, let me tell you something. I'm so out there. I'm scared to ride. Yesterday, I rode into town to get some supplies. I'm scared to ride into town because the mountains that we were driving through and looking down and seeing just how far, if you just make one false turn or some shit, or the tire move a little bit, just how far are you going down? That's instant death. So I know ain't no family members coming to visit me here. And I'm saying for the toxic family members and friends, that brings a peace of mind that, man, it's so beautiful. Yeah, they could text me. Yeah, they could WhatsApp. Yeah, they could DM me. They can reach out that way, but I can look at it and boop, block it or just ignore it. You only live life once, man. And you were definitely put on this earth for a reason, for a purpose. And it wasn't to serve your friends and family. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit happened. They know not to call me. That's real shit. When it boils down to certain family members, she know not to call me. And don't call me for no funeral either. Like, I hate no, seriously, man, I hate talking to certain family members when every time you call, somebody died. They always got something fucking negative to talk about, negative to say. Well, such and such died. Such and such got Alzheimer, and he can't remember, or she can't remember your name. And such and such got heart disease or diabetes, and the other person, he's on a machine, he can't breathe. And I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? If you up in age, I want to hear, I just went to the YMCA. I did some pool exercises and exercises in the pool. They got these different, I used to go to YMCA, man. They got all of these programs for older people. They got free personal trainers for people that are older. I mean, there's no reason for you to be bedridden. There's no reason for you to. I got family members that are older, that's just all they do is stay in a fucking house. That's real shit. And just complain. Y'all claim that I complain all the time. Well, shit, I'm outside. If you want to say that's all I do is complain, I'm outside doing it. I know some family members that just stay in their house and all they do is complain and be on the phone gossiping. You think I want to be around those type of people? That's real talk. And to be real with you, man, I'm gonna be really, really real with you, man. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us, man. And I can tell you, it's me and probably about 2-3 other family members that's on the vibe that I'm on. Other than that, everybody's corporate. Everybody's do the 9 to 5, and you know, and they're retired from their jobs, and they do shit the so-called right way. I'm the only one that goes. I look at it like this: if my family members are on a straight line, my shit is curvy. My line is curvy, straight up. You know, but they so-called did shit right. You know, I don't believe in their God. I don't go to their churches and worship their white Jesus or their black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't work a conventional job. You know, I do what I want to do in life. And I don't answer to no one but myself. And if someone were to say, well, damn, you know, you talk about, you know, you don't praise or worship God, then what God do you praise and worship? Well, the God is within me. That's the only person that I trust, really, is me, myself, and I. That's the real Trinity. And they don't want to hear that shit. Family members don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear about no black power, no black this, black that, and all the rest of that shit. They ain't concerned about that. They're traditional Christians. They do the 9 to 5, and years after, they put their 20 plus or 30 plus years, and they retire, and they live off their pensions and their SSI checks, and it's just that plain and simple. See, I wanted to be somebody or someone that was different, you know, and I guess you would consider me as the black sheep of the family, which is crazy that you would identify a black sheep as being someone or something that's negative. But I take that title as a badge of honor because I went against the norms. Instead of, you know, me going left, I went right. And that right turn, or what was right, was that right frame of mind. That I wasn't a clone. That when it came to my life, I took my life in my own hands. And I'm still doing it till this day. You don't have to live for your friends and family members. Or your family members and friends. Let me put it that way. You're not obligated to do that. And if you feel that way, then you have created your own hell on earth. I don't understand how people could be subjugated to someone else's rules and laws. I don't understand that. I know to a certain degree as of now, you know what I'm saying, we have governments that you have to, you know, they create laws and shit like that you have to obey and rules. For now. But when it boils down to a family member or a friend, that's kind of like coldish to me, where you want to listen to what they say, and if you don't do what they want you to do, they make you feel sorry, and then you wind up doing it anyway. Regardless of whether you wanted to do it or not. Oh man, I've outgrown that shit. Everybody knows in my family, and on both sides of my family, they know that I do what the fuck I want to do, and I don't give a fuck. They can't hold religion up against me. They can't hold government up against me, politics, religion. They can't hold a job over me. They can't. See, one thing about, and this is the reason why I preach this. If y'all want to say that I'm a reverend, you know what I'm saying? I could see it. You see in my sermon. Thank you. I preach that you should be independent and not be dependent on others. Because when you're independent, you don't have to rely on anyone. See, I don't have to answer to my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my friends, etc. Because guess what? Nobody pays my bills. So if you call my phone and I don't pick up, and then the next time you call and you say, hey, listen, I called you yesterday, why you didn't pick up? I can honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, be brutally honest and say, because I didn't want to talk to you. And it's nothing that they can do. God is not going to strike me down. The world is not going to end. They just have to accept that fact. And if they don't like what I had to say, guess what? Excuse me. If they don't like what I have to say and they don't call back, guess what? I'm not losing any Z's. And if you don't know what Z's is, sleep. Family member, a friend don't like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or don't like your way of life, no matter what it is, you don't have to deal with it. And I'm not trying to go that way because I disapprove of, the elemental P community. But if I was that, then I would just be that. I mean, I don't need your acceptance. I never understood that. I'm heterosexual. I'm straight. I'm 12:30, 6 o'clock, all day, every day. But I never understood why the elemental P community wants to be accepted. I just never understood that. If I was going that way, I wouldn't give a fuck. And that's the problem. That's what I realized. That's what I realized. I've seen it. I don't want to, like I said, I'm not going to give out no names. I've seen a family member bust their ass in order to be accepted in the little crowd, the little circle that this group of family members, this particular family members have formed. They want to be accepted. They want to be in that circle. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. None of it. You could practice separatism all you want. You could say, well, shit, this aunt, this uncle, and this brother right here, or this sister, we all come together, but the rest of the family members, I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck. Don't put me in your circles. I don't care. Nothing matters to me except for my happiness. That's all that matters to me. My peace of mind. And if I can't get a peace of mind with you, I'm damn for sure, pause, pop my collar, damn for sure gonna get a peace of mind without you. And that's the point that I'm making. That's the point that I'm making. I hear this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? My family get on my nerves and this and that, so forth. If you have kids and your kids are old enough to take care of themselves and you still taking care of them, and they still fucking up doing dumb shit, smoking weed or doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and they living in your house, I wouldn't tolerate it. I wouldn't tolerate it. Straight up. Especially in this day and time. In this day and time, you doing them a favor. You doing them a favor. You looking out. Because at the end of the day, man, the economy is fucked up. And you know good and goddamn well that your son or daughter, if you were to kick them out and put them out into the world, they wouldn't even make it. But there's rules and regulations that they need to follow. And if they can't follow that, then guess what? Hit the road, Jack. And it's just that plain and simple. And if they don't approve of your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? Because you moved on. You don't fuck with, your son's or daughter's father or mother. If they, I don't like him or her. Well, you don't have to be here. You don't. Because one thing that I realize about children, man, that's real shit. They act like life is over once we have them. No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real. I'm just being real, man. I told them children, Because, you know, it's two separate houses. I told them children, yo, listen, let me tell you something. Call me straight up. Because if you come down here, you're going to see your mama in an awkward position. You best believe that. We down here in the dungeons, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and the moms. And we getting busy. Shit. Call first, motherfucker. Because if you don't call, I'm letting you know, you going to see your mama in a real awkward position. I'm letting you know off the rip. Your life doesn't end when you have children. It's just begun. It's just began. Hey, man, I hope that I reach, you know, anyone that's going through family issues. I'm just here to tell you, man, you don't have to deal with it. And it's just that plain and simple. Get your happiness, get your peace of mind. And if you got to dump 90% of your family members off, then so be it. Do what you got to do in order to bring peace in your life, because you only live life once. And it's just that plain and simple. Other than that, I'm out.